land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
Good morning. Here we are once again to do our daily devotion. Today I want to talk to about one of my favorite persons in the Bible. And I pray for my grandson to have the spirit of Daniel. Daniel is one of the persons in the Bible who I so admire, Daniel and Joseph. And today we look at a special case with Daniel. And I want to reach to where it is revealed why God did not allow those lions to eat him. Then the king, when he heard these words, was so displeased with himself and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. So the king was set up by these guys. They set him up. They made him make a commitment as a king, and then he couldn't go back. He tried every way to deliver Daniel, but he had already given his word, so he couldn't go back. Sometimes as Christians, when we have to be careful how we make rash decisions out of our mouths. We make rash decisions out of our mouth. And I've learned as a Christian, and I say with my children, to love my children, to love them. And that's why I want them to humble themselves, to help them as much as I possibly can. My life is seeing my children do good in life, physically and spiritually. That is what will make me very, very happy. It says, then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. These are some horrible people. They plan, they strategize, but you see, in all things, God is there. And they plan, and yes, they may feel as if though they're ahead. So they told the king, you can't, for the law and the Medes and Persians, you can't change what you had said. You must continue through with it. They reminded the king, right? Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him in the dens of fire. And you see, he knew that he had to do it. Two good men here, because this king, he was influenced by Daniel, heavily influenced by Daniel. And so he tried his best to see if he could save his friends. But he had already mouthed off some serious things which he could not change. The life we live is a testimony, the only testimony we have. And the king says, now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. That is beautifully said. Your God, who you continually serve, will deliver you. You see, because these people had different opinion about gods. Today, people have gods, and even people who have false gods treat their false gods better than we treat our God. But now the king is pointing out to Daniel that he loves God, that Daniel loves God. And it shows that he loves our God. And the king says, the God whom you serve continually will save you. Saying a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den. And the king sealed with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose may not be changed concerning Daniel. In other words, he gave Daniel no special favor. But you see, when you make one step towards God, he's going to make many more steps towards you. And the same way, Daniel did things to influence all these leaders. As a matter of fact, when he landed in Babylon as a youth, what he did the first time to say he is not going to defile himself. It influenced the eunuch. God gave him favor. This is a man who had favor with God because he loves the Lord. Verse 18 says, then the king went to his place and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. You know, sometimes we have troubles and we just go to our bed and we don't care. This man spent the entire night praying the king. It should not be, but it was. And why did he do that? Because his friend Daniel was in trouble, and he wanted to ensure that he petitioned God that Daniel would be saved. It says, then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste into the dens of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God who does service continually able to deliver thee from the lions? He longed to hear the voice of his friend from the pit where those lions were. And you know what? God will not disappoint. God would not disappoint. So then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. Those must have been some of the most beautiful words that king ever heard, because he then knew that those lions were unable to consume Daniel, a true man of God. Verse 22 says, my God had sent his angel and had shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me. So you see, God sent an angel to close the lion's mouth. But there's a reason for it. That's what I want you to hear this morning. There's a reason for it, and we'll come to the reason. Because we must forever keep these things in our heart. This is a verse that I have stumbled upon. God has shown me, and I have never forgotten. I have never forgotten it. And it says, for as much as before him, innocency was found in me. That's one. He was innocent. For as much as before him, innocence was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Two things. He did not disrespect the king, and he did not do wrong. Those were the reasons why God saved Daniel. And I want you to remember that. This word may be for you today. You may be going through strife. You may be going through struggles. But be true to God. Do not sin in these moments, and God is going to deliver you. It is known that the devil wants to take us for granted. He wants to make us a laughing stock. He wants to make us think that we're losing. But we're not losing, because our reward is in heaven. Be like Daniel. Be innocent and don't sin against God nor man. And if we can sustain that, we will truly get our reward in heaven.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place me ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
Attention Belmopan residents, this is an important reminder regarding the proper disposal of debris in our community. As per Statutory Instrument Number 122 of 2005, Section 10, Subsection B, residents are strictly prohibited from placing debris on the buffers. Violating this regulation is considered a ticketable littering offense. Residents are encouraged to use private contractors or contact the Belmopan City Council to make arrangements for debris disposal. If you need assistance with debris disposal, please contact the Sanitation Department at 822-2271, extension 2019. This message is brought to you by the Belmopan City Council. Let's work together to keep our beautiful city clean and safe. Thank you for your cooperation.
City residents, civic pride is all our responsibility. It's about taking ownership of our city and embracing its beauty. But amidst this beauty lies a growing concern: the continuous destruction of city property. And a part of civic pride is taking care of public property. Therefore, the Belize City Council takes this time to remind city residents that these acts are not just vandalism. They are crimes against rights to property and criminal damage to property. Under Chapter 101 of the Criminal Code within the substantive laws of Belize, a person who, without lawful excuse, destroys or damages any property belonging to another, intending to destroy or damage such property, or being reckless, shall be guilty of a crime. Upon conviction, a person can face up to 1 year imprisonment. We must all do our part to safeguard what belongs to all of us, what belongs to our city. Together, we can make a difference. This is our city. Let's respect it. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
So when we praise God, you know something. We're not thinking of the love of the Lord.
Spice up your next event with professional lighting. Call 610-5679 and give your audience an experience they'll never forget. Proper stage lighting ensures stage visibility, motivates, and sets the mood of the atmosphere. We provide services for weddings, concerts, parties, dance recitals, and much more. Captivate your audience. Improve your production today. Call Shamax Productions at 610-5679 for quality and professional stage lighting.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
Blessed Gardens is servicing home gardens across the country from the nation's capital and helping Belizeans reconnect with nature. We have everything you need for your home garden, so get growing. We have various types of soils: fortified soil, composted soil, potting soil, and pure compost for your garden. We have quality seeds and over 65 varieties of food seedlings for your garden. We even have organic insecticides available, EM soil treatment, and Polyshade for your excessive sun or rain. Blessed Gardens has all your garden solution in one location. Call 610-5679. Visit us at the Belmopan Market Plaza or enjoy our free deliveries across the country. Blessed Gardens. Get growing, Belize.
of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize.
Welcome to Rise and Shine. It is currently crazy. It rain crazy right now. That Belmopan, sunny at all. This is sleep weather. I wake up just now and I want to stay in a bed. But we have some amazing guests this morning who we really want to highlight what they've been doing in the community and about the upcoming project that they're spearheading, that their youth department is spearheading, I should say. But before I introduce them, I'll give you a little update on the weather. It's raining crazy right now. All the way up to next week, Thursday, it looked like it might be raining as well. So if you're in a low-lying area, please just have your hurricane preparedness plan prepared because we know this is the hurricane season and it's set to be a very active season. I think today the rains will last all the way up until 10 a.m. and then tonight we might get some light showers as well. So please be safe, stay inside and try and be dry on this day. I'm joined by Pastor Sante. Pastor Sante, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, LJ. I am happy and I am blessed and I am fortunate and I feel good this morning that I did sit down with LJ. Oh, no, no, LJ. I mean, simply Louis Wade Jr. So it's a privilege, a fortunate to be sitting with you. A great young man, and I'm going to watch some Lee ads just now with the music. I go, wait, that LJ, what's going on? Right? Beautiful. Yeah. But it's a blessing to be here this morning. The rain indeed, boy, but we also somehow, I don't know if that is correct, but when it rains, you sleep nice and you don't want to get up. But when you wake up and like you want to go watch the rain, and like, oh, I know that what LJ. Once a man, twice a child, they say, right? You start to want to go play in the water.
Oh, okay.
Because that way picnic like that, you know?
Yeah.
They like go and run out in the rain, so maybe that way they catch me, true?
It might be that, might be that.
But it's beautiful, but it's a,
it's a beautiful,
lovely day.
Lovely day. Yeah. And to make it even nicer is that we're joined by some amazing people.
Wonderful people.
So we're joined by the Belmopan Phoenix Scout Group. This is a scout group based in Belmopan, and I'd like them to introduce themselves. So I'll start with you, Miss Georgia, and then we can go to the scouts.
Certainly. My name is Georgia Belizer. I'm the leader for 37th Kayo Belmopan Phoenix Scout Group.
My name is Ivana Belizer. I'm a venture for the 37th Belmopan Phoenix Scout Group. I am the project lead organizer.
My name is Nariba Rodriguez. I am a venture scout in this scout group, and I am also the assistant project leader.
Nice.
That is a great thing, yeah? The assistant project leader. And you are the project
leader, organizer,
coordinator. Yeah. LJ, she have something for talk
yes,
about.
Man, yes, project coordinator and assistant. So what is this project that you are coordinating? To talk to us about what you guys are doing.
So the project is a youth camp, climate change camp. It is a 2-1-week camp based on climate change. So the participants will be learning about how climate change affect our environment and some ways how to prevent climate change. The dates are July 14th to the 19th. That's the first week, and July 21st to the 26th. So for those 2 weeks, it will be 30 participants for the first week and 30 for the next week. This camp is to engage 60 Belizean youths on the impacts of climate change through experiential learning, environmental stewardship, and community action. So for this camp, we decided to add some sustainable development goals into it. So some of the sustainable development goals are Goal 13, Climate Action, Goal 14, Life Below Water, Goal 15, Life on Land, Goal 4, Quality Education, Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, and Goal 17, Partnership for the Goals.
Wow. And may I ask, I mean, I think, they say, ask young women how old they are, but, you look fairly young. How old are you, if I may ask?
I am 15 years old.
Wow.
LJ?
15 and project coordinator.
And your name again?
Nairobi Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, how old are you, sir?
15.
You're 15. Are you the assistant or deputy?
Assistant.
Which one are they?
Assistant.
Assistant project
Leader.
Wow. I salute you, sir. Because I think that is really, really commendable for our young men and women in this country, and not just Belmopan LG, because we know we got a lot of young people.
Yeah, a lot of young people.
We see young people like yourselves stepping up to the plate. Salute you, sir and mom. Yeah. And LG, we have of course, you know, they say behind every good man there is a
even better woman.
Beside, I said, beside. I don't say behind, I said beside. You know, you use that meaning behind every good man. I don't want nobody behind me.
Yeah, you want it beside you.
Right? But beside every good man, so beside good young people like this, we have to have some good, maybe older people.
Yeah.
And we have older person beside that. I think you leading the charge, mom.
Well, honestly, this project is the brainstorm of young people. It wasn't a brainstorm for me at all. This was proposed to me.
So we didn't go wrong at all when we started?
You did not go wrong. So this project was designed and written by Itana. She did this project as part of her Messenger of Peace project, because in Scouts they have certain awards that they have to go for, and they have to design and lead projects. That is part of Scouting. That's, you know, and Itana is doing this project for her Messenger of Peace badge. And for that, she has taken a project that she's passionate about, design it, and lead it and manage it. She was lucky that during the time that she designed this project, Belmopan City Council had this climate change grant fund.
Right.
And she brought up the project design, and she shared it with myself, the other Scout leader, Ms. Shari, and also Ms. Reese Medina, who is or was our Messenger of Peace coordinator, and you know, and also Ms. Connie Castellanos. She eventually passed the project through us and then submitted to Belmopan City Council, and the grant was awarded to her.
Timing.
It was timing,
right?
was
Perfect timing.
when there's God's will, there's God's will.
That's true.
You know, and you know, so I don't want to take any of the credit from the young people. She has a whole committee that are planning the project, and I'll have them talk about that.
And while I really appreciate your heart in because this is the idea.
Yes.
Pushing the young people forward as an older person, and you say again, you're a big woman.
A lot of people don't really understand that these kids, they have their own way of doing things, and we have to give them that opportunity to grow.
That's right there.
You know, you have to leave them to grow, and that's what Scouting does.
Because
Scouting
down, you know.
Scouting teach them to lead. You know, our job is as Scout leaders is not to tell them what to do, but to mentor them to the correct path on how to do it, and how to be great leaders and great stewards of their community. And they've shown great example in that. You know.
What's interesting to me is a lot of young people not care about climate change. I mean, that's something you would hear older people talk about climate change, the come. So, as a young person, what made you guys decide to do a climate change project?
So, we decided to do a climate change project because as you said, not a lot of young people know about climate change. So, we want to teach them about climate change, and so we could help our environment and our country to get better. So this project means for what I'm trying to bring out is to advocate about climate change, how we can prevent climate change, and different ways to stop climate change things. So during this camp, we have different organizations which will be teaching about climate change. So we have Sea of Life. They will be teaching about plastic pollution, and they will be doing a community cleanup / trash blitz. And then we have Sea of Oceana. They will be teaching the participants how to make soaps. Then we have FCD. We will be going to the Chicky Bowl. They will be learning about deforestation. And we have WCS. We'll be going to the Maya Corridor, which they will be learning about the different animals and the different stuff that they have in the Maya Corridor.
So a pop camp then. We're going to shake your bull over at the Maya Corridor.
And enough of this.
Oh, man.
I could join that.
I love
That's
that's
all like for we think, right?
I'm going to chicken bull in.
Yes.
And the
Are you going to plan to go to Chicky Bull? Are you going to go? Chicky Bull that way out there, you know?
Yeah, the deep jungle.
Yes. Are you going there? What I could go, not true? Invite me back. I will put on my uniform if I have to, you know.
Correct, I have to join the scouts.
So tell me more, right? Tell me more, because, see, I'm intrigued by this, that 15-year-old young people, they think about the climate change, and you hit right at my heart, because LJ make a plug this quick, right? Because you started off, so it's good that I think it's a good place for that, because I think also the mayor is involved in this thing, I think, on Belmopan Mayor.
Yeah.
And I want to say hats off, because I say I pass, because I normally, disclose some of my little secrets. I pass through the backyard when I come, and they used to have garbage, them big old baggers. People look like they drive past and slow down in their vehicle and just dash whole big bag of garbage outside of their vehicle, right out up on the side of the road them and by the George Price Boulevard.
Clean up.
And we start to talk about it, yeah. And somehow I think it catch up, right?
Yeah.
Because I recall the last 2 times I come in and I don't see that kind of amount of pile of garbage and then bags and everything again.
Yeah.
So you guys could help out with that as well. With your say young people, look, we can't dash plastic and paper about the place in a city like that. We have to look after keep the city clean, right?
Yeah.
And put garbage in a proper place. Part of climate change, right? That's what we're talking about. Tell me more about it, because I excited. I like hear that, man.
So during this camp, they will have 2 sessions which they will be learning about climate change, and also during this camp, Miss Georgia, she will be teaching about climate basics and sustainable development goals. So they will be learning about sustainable development goals. Then we have our field trips. As I said, the FCD will be doing their presentation at Chicky Bowl. About deforestation, and then we'll have WCS, which will be going to the Maya Corridor, learning about the environment, what's happening there, the animals. Then we have our camp, the final one, which is our camp. They will be learning about how trees plays a vital role in climate change. We will also have a presentation by the Belize Climate Change.
Okay.
And then they will do a hike and they will do different activities, games, and so on.
Nice. She'll be hang out with Mr. Manzanero. Mr. Manzanero has been working in the Chicky Bull, the forest place for many years. These are people that we have to try. I remember for big up also, because the dedication for protect the forest. LJ, I don't know if you're aware of it or realize it, but you see this lady with this down right there. So, Miss Georgia, you have a history as well. You have because you're a military person. Most people might not even you have served as well in this country in a pretty hefty capacity in the BDF, right?
Yes, that's
and
correct.
One of the second
female officer for BDF.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. And we thank you for that. And then you come alongside, so you know how to work with scouting and everything like this. And I'm sure when we talk about the Chicky Bull,
yes,
that right home,
right home,
right?
Home.
So I just you know that LJ. Right? So we have to say big up to with female retired BDF, ex-BDF person that served in these. This is a wonderful thing. Officer, and remember, LJ, a lot of we know what we don't know, that is country, one lot of we don't know or realize that we officers, they graduate from Sandhurst,
That's right. Yes, that's correct.
From Sandhurst, that we talk about the UK, where all the British officers, they graduate, and all the generals, you ask them when they start off the Sandhurst.
Right there as well.
Yes, the Sandhurst. Yes. The first general, I think, graduated from there, Mr. Usher, right?
Mr. Usher,
the first BDF commandant, Belize BDF commandant, from Sandhurst. So thank you so much for not for what you have done, but also continue to do and working with these.
I try to ensure that I live a life of service and impart service to the kids. The cleanup and things like that around Belmopan, the kids know the degradation and the pollution that happens around Belmopan because they have to do cleanup campaigns, and we try to do a lot of cleanup campaigns either monthly or quarterly around Belmopan, and there's so much trash that they have to clean up.
Wow.
So they know too well about those plastic pollution.
Picking up the garbage. So you guys, don't clean up?
We do clean up like almost every month. Our longest cleanup, / hike was like 5 miles.
Wow.
5 miles. And during those, they had a spot like by Francico, the new shop. Over there, they had a whole pile of garbage, and we had to spend a lot of time cleaning that area. It was too much garbage to thing.
Wow.
So
that's
Nairobi, right? I love that name. I think it's a city in Africa.
The capital of Kenya.
Which one, Nairobi?
Yes, city in Africa.
That's strange to say one Spanish man have African name, right? But it's unique.
Unique. I had never heard it before.
I like it, yeah.
So, Nairobi, why should young people want to join this this camp that you guys are hosting?
I think they should join because this is a very educational time to learn about the environment and also climate change. And they need to know why it's happening and how we can prevent it. And so main ways they could prevent it is learning from the people who are teaching Sea of Life, whatever, and their stuff. So they learn about why we should not contribute to climate change.
Or why we could contribute.
And how we not
how we can.
How we could, right? But you're a scout.
Venture.
See, but you're a ranking guy, you could say, because you're a part of the coordinating team. So that's how you get into that, though.
Probably because I'm the more senior person in that, and I think she chose me because I don't know.
We have a closer friendship.
Closer friendship.
How are you recruited? Did Miss Georgia go and say how she find you? Who find you and encourage you to get in that scout?
Really? So how does the whole, aside from the camp, how does the entire scout thing work? I mean, if someone is watching this right now and they have a pick me and they say, man, I want to try to get them involved in these types of things, how can they do that? How does that work?
So basically, we are recruiting. We have spaces for scouts. We have spaces for leaders. You can either reach out to me. My number is 603-9859. Or you could go on our Facebook page, send us an email. Our email is phoenixbelmopan@gmail.com, and we're going to send you an electronic form of the application. You fill it out, you submit it to us. There's a $10 registration fee for the camp. For scouting. But basically, what we try to do in scouting is to develop young people to become champions of their society and leaders. So, one of the reason, and I want to say this, one of the reason why Sustainable Development Goal is the pivotal for our scout group is in last year, World Scouting Organization movement made a pledge that scouting will lead in Sustainable Development Goal. And we've been doing, since then, a lot of activities to teach the kids about these sustainable development goals and what it means for them. So it's good to see that they took on that charge to actually focus on those goals. I'm happy to see it, and I remember, you know, the goals by heart, which means that it actually resonated with her. And that's what we want. We want it to resonate with them because, you know, they are the future leaders. I mean, all of us will phase out eventually.
That's it.
And they're going to take the charge for our community, and we have to ensure that we create that environment for them and create that space where they could learn and they could lead and they could say, okay, this is what I want to know. And it's a good part for us to see as a country that our young people are getting involved now. Because you know what that means? That means that we have a bright future ahead of us.
Absolutely.
That means that
Agree.
What as a country we're trying to achieve will actually work. Because they're starting from now. They're starting at age 15. This camp actually is catering from age 11, which means even younger, we're going to start to spark that interest into, you know, climate change, conservation, and things like that. And that's what we want. We want to see the future continues. Belize to have fishes forever.
Yes,
you know, a reserve
Forestry.
forever. You know, because a lot of what climate change does is actually kill this land that we are trying to preserve for our for our children.
Future, yes.
You know, so I'm happy and I'm proud to see them. I'll have Nairobi go through some of the objectives of the camp that we're trying to achieve. Because that is important that people understand the objective that we're trying to achieve within the camp.
Yeah, so that when we left, we know we are left. Like me and our old man say, don't get carried away. I don't get so old yet. I just turned 40 25 years ago. But I want to know when I left Belize in a good hands. And that's one of the greatest peace and joy I think one older man or woman could feel. When you see young woman like Millie, they step up and that, oh boy, I know I left this country in a good hands. Right now, Nairobi, we know I feel good when I go, I remember this man, well, I left in a good hands. Say LJ right there, so he in LJ because he in the third, you know. Yes, for his grandpa, then the pa, you know, that makes us feel like we labors are not in vain in this country, together with all of it, right? Talk with me about
the objectives.
We got a couple of objectives, and one is very major, which is the launch of the Youth Environmental Action Network, also known as YEAN. And
Option or action?
Action.
Action. Okay, I think
So like
option and action.
It's like a national program where our youth should learn about the environment, like about climate change. And we have some smaller objectives which we probably will accomplish. Is raise awareness of climate change to the youths. Demonstrate the local impacts of climate change on forests, oceans, and wildlife. And to inspire the youth leadership in community-based environmental initiatives.
Nice.
And those are things that, you know what I like to see sometime, LJ, that we have one kind of youth forum and have these young people be some of the speakers about climate change, because you talk with young people like yourself. We see we older people here, we talk with them kind of, and when I was school, man. We deal with what we deal with right now, Gen Z.
No, I think a new one now.
We got one new. They kind of know they're not Gen Z again because we run out of alphabet. Because if you notice how that thing start to go, we have to borrow some from Chinese soon. Because after I reach Z, where else you go? We go after Z. So we have to start to borrow some kind of bigger alphabet, right?
Yeah, they got a long alphabet.
But that different. Yet, it's when you talk about climate change, it's something that affects everybody.
Yeah.
Including, and of course, our nation. So we have to be the first. And so young people like yourselves, I am very fortunate to be sitting with you and listening to you guys talk about, let's see how we could change, mitigate this climate change thing there, right? Because it's a serious situation.
So how would young people want to attend this camp? How can do they reach out to you guys? Is there a form that they need to sign? I mean, if someone's watching this, how would they join the camp?
So they could join the camp. They could go on the 37 Belmont Phoenix Scout group Facebook page. It's right there. So you have to be qualified. You have to be the age of 11 to 18, but we extend it to at least 19.
Okay.
So we try not to have kids younger because of the Oceana, what they're doing. They're using soap, and those soap have a lot of chemicals in there, and we don't want younger people to really below the age of that to really play around with the chemicals, because they're really dangerous chemicals and they could get really badly injured.
So age 11
and up.
And up.
Is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
To at least 19 or 20.
Okay.
And you got your headquarters or so where you meet and
Yes, we have a scout house. Our scout house is on Portugal Street. So the first 2 days, that's where the camp will be held. Okay. And then after that, we have 2 days of field activities, and we have an overnight camp at Palacios Retreat on the Hummingbird Highway. Yeah. So it's an excellent time for young people to come out, utilize their summer to learn something positive. And it's basically hands-on learning. It's not necessarily you're going to sit there and get a whole pile of lectures and things like that. We're really focusing on ensuring that they can see the effects of climate change and see ways in which they can really positively impact. So they're the organizations that Itana partnered with, WCS, I have to say Itana partnered with them, FCD, WCS, Oceana, Sea of Life, National Climate Change Office here in Belmopan. Those are organizations that are already taking action, Right. And one of the things also the National Climate Change Office will be talking about is basically Belize's plan for climate change.
Plan Belize.
So that they can understand, what is the vision for the country in climate change. And we also want them to come up with a plan for themselves. And the Youth Environmental Action Network that Nairobi mentioned, the YIN, is part of the sustainability for the program, right. For them to have these networks that they could create actions and work together on other ways as youth that they themselves can be a part of mitigating climate change. So they could come up with different proposals and different actionable items within themselves. Yeah. We're hoping that this really resonates with the young people and to see fruitful stuff come out of it. I'm so happy to see it actually come into fruition, from paper to fruition. This has been from April to now. Itana has been working on this, and there's a committee of young people that she have within the Scout. There's the transportation coordinator, the food coordinator, social media coordinator. There's a whole pile of them that's working behind the scenes, but it's all young people. Wow. To get this camp going, and I'm so extremely proud of my group and the members of our group that are working on this project.
And it sounds like an amazing experience as well. I mean, you get to go to Chicken Bowl, you get hands-on experience, you make soap, all of that, and it's free.
It is free.
So imagine that you don't have to pay nothing.
You're not free, because legal put in the work, right?
Yeah. She don't want to pay. She and Nairobi.
They're correct. They put in, they do the thing. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. How much? Because at 2 weeks you have that. The first week, the second week. Yeah. How much kids so you're catering for? Who are the among go say, all right, we're cut off now, no more. Because otherwise you might just have a whole
200 people on a free trip.
So right now we'll have 2 slots left for the first week.
Oh wow.
And we have 14 slots left for the second week. Because we're hosting for 30 person for the first week and 30 for the next week. So add that together, it will be 60 Belizean youths.
So first week already almost full. So second week is really where you have the space with 14 people left.
And you got how much space left in first week? Two space second first week. So if you plan to get in and get some action and get some excitement and get some experience, 2 space left for you. That first come, first serve, right? And so all information I believe we have available and accessible that them people where they plan, you want your kids get involved in something positive instead of stay home or idle around with guys or girls.
Yeah.
This is a good time, good thing, because it will be educational for them, then they will be positively impacting our society. Starting right at Belmopan, because I think we have scouting across the country.
Yes, that's correct.
But we talk about the Belmopan, right? This is what we're looking at?
Well, we have people that apply from different parts of the country. Actually, we have some from South.
Wow.
I was a bit surprised, but we did.
But the Scout members or non-Scout members?
No, this is open to the public. This is not necessarily only to Scout.
Right.
We do have our members that will rotate through it.
Right.
But it's open, it's for public.
Wow. And I'm very happy that they get people to sign up.
Yes,
Because a lot of times, good initiatives, you promote it and people don't really want to sign up. So it's a testament to how good your planning has been that you're getting these slots filled up. I mean, nothing better than to have an event and people show up.
And I encourage parents that, listen, even if your picnic don't want to go, sometimes you have to be dictator.
Yeah.
There are times that I don't know, well, me a dictator, I tell her, look, this I don't know diplomacy, this is a dictatorship. I say you're going. Now when you turn 18, you free to live your life and do what you want to do. No in my house there. When you in my house along you're on my roof, I still call the shots, and certain thing I want to respect you as an 18-year-old. However, there are certain rules where that non-negotiable in my house. If you turn 18, they still have a carry this right there.
Yeah.
But when you come before that, we're going. So Scout, a good thing for them. You'll be surprised when you end up for them, right?
So how long I know the camp is 1 week, but how long are the sessions? Is it like 9 to 5, 9 to 3, half day? I mean.
So the sessions are 8 to 4:30.
Okay, so a full working day. So
not bad.
Not bad at all.
And they get a lunch for that day, so they don't have to pay for lunch.
So you only pay $10 to register?
No, you don't pay anything to register for that.
To
join a Scout. For the camp itself, it's free. There's no registration. There's nothing.
We have no excuse.
No.
And especially like how Crofel like free thing. Belize like free thing.
Exactly. It's no picnic.
You know that no excuse. Well, we clap the run for our
yeah, with the run right now. So I think I also wanted to plug as well, the reason why the camp could be free is because I think you guys also got a grant from the Belmopan City Council.
Belmopan City Council Climate Change Fund.
Yeah, they're hosting a Bloomberg Philanthropy Youth Climate Action Plan where anyone can really apply to get a grant, and I'm glad that you guys got accepted. So I think the last thing for me would be, I think growing up on TV when I was in Scouts, you just see people with badges and they go ties on that. Right, ties on that. So what are some of the jobs that Scouts do in the country? What do you guys do as Scouts?
You mean jobs or?
Like what is it that someone is doing? Like if I want to send my picnic join the Scouts, what will they be getting into?
So basically, Scout teach, there's a scouting method that has been teach you different age, because we have from beavers, we have from 4-year-old that can join to be beavers, and then we have the 7 to 11, which is cubs, and then we have scouts, which is 11 to 15, and then we have 15 to 21, which is ventures. And then 21 and beyond, you can be an adult volunteer leader.
Wow.
So you don't have to say, I'm too old to be a scout.
So from 21, but normally before they reach 21, they reach 18. And somehow I find that people that engage with scouting then tend to want to slide into the military.
Not necessarily. We have different people. I'm not, well, I was military, but we have environmentalists, we have different people that work within Scouts.
Really?
I mean, Scouts don't only teach you how to go and camping. It teach you how to navigate the world.
Holistic approach to life. Yeah.
So we look at the everyday challenges right now, and we teach the kids how to challenge themselves to try to solve these everyday challenges. And we actually foster their growth in whatever they want to be. Nairobi wants to be an accountant, right, Nairobi?
Not really an accountant, but business person.
Business person.
Like
he wants.
That's good
He
stuff.
loves business, right? So Itana more focuses on environment and things like that. So they're different type of thing, and we ensure that we foster their creativity, foster what they want to do. We don't try to change them and think, but we teach them everyday skills, because what people don't know is that if you learn to tie a knot can be used for different purposes.
Oh yes, not take that lightly.
If you learn to survive in the wilderness, that can help you anytime, because if you go anywhere and you get lost, you know how to get out of it.
That's right.
Tools.
You have the tools. So what we do, we create tools to these young people that they can navigate everyday life and survive. And that's basically it. Even with climate change, we're teaching them how to survive.
Yeah.
How the future of Belize can survive.
Yeah.
You understand?
Really,
So it's not necessarily a lot of people say, I don't want to do that, because it's, it's just going camping and things that I don't like to do. They have fun. I mean, they can talk about their experience in scouting, the games that they play. They like when it rains, because there's a game that they play, Argoya, and they play that in the rain. And they get muddy. And, but we let them to be themselves. With guidance.
Obviously, it must be something fun and exciting, because they're here and young people know something with the war, because they're young people nowadays, they don't want something.
And now we have to worry if it's going to talk about
right?
it. So that means
That
means they really like it.
But you must see, he might get up this man, draw water up and that, right? But we maybe get your lastly word with somebody else that will want comments. Who you want comment?
Join it. It will be fun. And join Scouts too.
You should join. You will learn a lot of new things that you might say, oh, I know this already, but then you get more information, so you learn something more and new. You should join Scouts. Not only that it's fun, yes, we do knots and counts, but that's not the only thing we do. We try to, we have our slogan, which is creating a better world, and that's what we are trying to do right now, especially with this project.
Yeah.
Trying to teach our young people about why we should care about our country, our environment. And so that's what we are trying to do with our creating a better world as a slogan. Yes, we do games, which are really fun. As she said, Argoya, it's the best game that we have. Although we get muddy and thing.
Now what a game about? Cause that's some fun. What is that?
So
never heard that before.
So basically, it's like, so they have two people.
Two teams.
Well, two teams, yes, and they have two people that are going to be holding a large-looking stick, and then they have a ring, which are made out of it's a big ring of knots, and basically it's just to try get it to your side and to score your point.
Never tried that again, or something.
Right? I think I'll beat you by that.
So closing comments, Ms. Georgia.
Yes, I want to encourage everyone. I'll speak directly to the parents, and I know a lot of parents want their children really to have fun during the summer.
Yeah.
Learn meaningful stuff. This camp offers you that. This camp offers your child to learn something that they can use forever. It's free, so there's no excuses that only thing you might have to pay if you're coming from far is the passage, and figure how the child will get back, because we're only doing one overnight camp, so we're not providing accommodations for the remainder of days.
Yeah.
Right. The grant does not offer that. But if you can get your child there to the scout house and back within the time that is required, they're going to get an awesome life experience that they can use forever. Especially for those kids that are interested in science, this will be something very interesting for them. I mean, some of the programs that are planned will really be enlightening and fun for the kids.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate what you do with these kids. And
Thank you for having us.
You're a model for young women and young men. You guys are great, and don't stop. Keep going. We're believing in you guys. Right?
Yeah.
We're hoping for you guys to continue taking that lead, because rightfully so. This nation needs young leaders.
Yeah.
Because we need to go down. We need to go down the hill. So we need you guys. Thank you so very much.
So Belmopan and surrounding areas, again, we were joined by the 37 car Belmopan Phoenix Scout Group, and they are having a youth climate change summer camp. So parents, if you have a picnic where 11 years old all the way up to maybe 18 or 19 years old, you don't have nothing planned for them for July, you want to get them out of the house from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., this is an opportunity to get them out of the house for at least a week at this amazing opportunity. They have interactive workshops. They have field trips to Mountain Pine Ridge, Manatee Conservation. They will have cleanup campaigns. There will be an overnight camp with a campfire. You're going to gain amazing hands-on environmental education, leadership and team building skills. And they're also launching the YEEN, which is a Youth Environmental Action Network. They have feed you, you'll make friends, and one night you'll have lodging. And this is all for free. If it sounds too good to be true, it is not. It is true, and it is real, and it is for free, and it is spearheaded by these amazing young people with a team behind them who we couldn't have the whole team on, but I don't know if you know how big up there real quick, make me get some shine as well.
So I want to thank Chloe Perfeet for being my social media manager and transportation coordinator. I want to thank my assistant project lead, Nairobi Rodriguez. I want to thank my food coordinator, Linnea Emmanuel and Hyson Gillett, my equipment coordinator, Zefe Membrano and Zander Milera. So thank you guys. And my camp coordinator, Brian Walker, you know who you are. Thank you guys so much for helping. This wouldn't happen if it weren't for you guys.
Big team.
Correct.
Big team, but all young people, which is amazing. So, Belize, that has been this morning's episode of Rise and Shine. We will see you back on Monday. Hopefully the weather will be better.
Yeah.
Because this is sleep weather, so I time to go sleep again. Nah, the play. Drink a coffee and get to work, right? Get to work. So, thank you guys again. And we appreciate you guys.
Bless you guys and have a great weekend.
It's Pastor Sante, thank you.
Land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize. Land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go?
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get 19 to 25% off selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 oh.
Hello Belmopan, welcome back to the second segment in this series of the Trade License Act 2024. I'm Councillor Chris Enriquez, and today we'll be discussing your business productive footprint and how it impacts your trade license fee. Let's break it down. Your business's productive footprint is the square footage of the area where your operations are conducted. It excludes common spaces such as agricultural lands, lobbies, restrooms, stairways, parking lots, storerooms, and shared hallways, unless they are used for profit. Your business falls under an economic classification based on your business type. This classification, as well as your zone, will further determine the rate applied to your business.
Hi, I'm Lauren Milton. I'm the Evaluation Manager here at the Belmopan City Council. I know a lot of people keep wondering what we're measuring when we visit their business. So let's take a closer look at what productive footprint looks like for the different types of businesses. As you can see, we measure the area used for business purposes only. This includes retail space, dining areas, or workspaces. For example, here's how the productive footprint is calculated for a coffee shop, a supermarket, and an office space, specifically an accounting firm. Let's take a coffee shop for instance. Here we see the kitchen, the bar, and the dining areas as productive space. What's noteworthy here is that a restaurant and an ice cream parlor has similar productive space as a coffee shop. Next, we have a supermarket. For this business, we measure the entire retail floor, including aisles, checkout counters, and display areas. The storerooms and employee break areas are excluded since they are not used to generate direct sales. Lastly, we look at an accounting firm office. The productive footprint here includes the client reception, conference rooms, and workspaces where the business's services are provided. Excluded are areas like break rooms, restrooms, kitchen, and non-operational storage. As you can see, productive footprint is the usable square footage where your business is conducted. This excludes common areas like lobbies, restrooms, and parking spaces, except in cases where these areas are used for profit. Remember, productive footprint looks different for different businesses, so be sure to accurately measure your premise to ensure your fees reflect your footprint. It is important to note that Schedule 8 of the Trade Licensing Act sets fixed trade license fees for specific classifications such as traveling professionals and auto dealers.
Knowing your economic classification and accurately measuring your productive footprint isn't the only factor in your trade license process. You must also consider that there are 4 municipal zones and that your business is located in one of them. Each zone has a different guideline that will affect the rate applied to your trade license fee. As a reminder, the new Trade License Act takes effect on January 1st, 2025. Businesses without a trade license by then are subject to penalties and fees. So we encourage everyone to apply early before the deadline, December 31st, 2024. Stay tuned to our next segment where we will answer your key questions. Thank you for watching, and let's build a prosperous Belmopan together.
Belize City, get ready for a safe and reliable e-taxi experience like never before. Building on the success of our e-ride bus service, we've heard your feedback, Belize City. We've seen your enthusiasm and how eagerly you've embraced zero-emission transportation in our community. Introducing the e-ride taxi, an electric taxi service, bringing you a cleaner, greener way to travel around our beautiful city. As part of the transformative Belize City e-ride program, this new service is another step toward modernizing our transportation system for a sustainable future. Looking to book your first e-ride taxi? It's super easy. First, download the Medriva app and register. Then, book your ride. Insert your pickup and drop-off location. Select e-ride, choose the number of occupants, and pick your preferred payment method. Confirm your ride and track your e-ride in real time as it makes its way to you. It's fast, eco-friendly, and designed for your comfort. So don't wait. Download Medriva today and let's drive Belize City towards a brighter, greener future, one e-ride at a time. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris Cree. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go?